This is the revision video for B3, respiration. Respiration is the process our bodies use to release energy from the food that we eat. But what is energy? Energy is the ability to do work. All matter has energy. There are different forms of energy, such as kinetic or movement energy, potential stored energy, heat, sound, electrical and light energy. Each form can be transformed into another form. Alternatively, we can say that energy is the ability to make something happen. Without energy, nothing would ever move or change condition. Living things require energy to survive. The energy in all food chains comes from the same place, the sun. Plants trap sunlight energy and use it to make their own food in the process of photosynthesis. Ultimately, this energy is used to produce large molecules such as carbohydrates, proteins and fats. These molecules contain stored energy. When animals eat these plants or other animals, these molecules are passed along the food chain and therefore so is some of the energy. All life processes in all living things, including plants, require energy. This may be used to build up large molecules from smaller ones, for muscle contraction in animals so that they can move, and in mammals and birds to control their body temperature and keep warm. So, some energy is used up by living things to build large molecules from smaller ones. For example, plants use sugars, nitrates and other nutrients to make amino acids. Amino acids are joined together in long chains during protein synthesis. All living things need to make proteins such as enzymes and structural parts. Plants join sugar molecules together to make starch. Animals join sugar molecules together to make glycogen. All living things join fatty acids and glycerol together to make lipids. Animals also use energy for muscle contraction so that they can move. They need to move to find food, find a mate, or to escape predators. Mammals and birds are warm-blooded animals. This means that their body temperature is kept constant regardless of the external temperature. This can take up a lot of the energy from the food that they eat, and it means that they need to eat a lot more than cold-blooded animals such as fish and lizards. It does, however, mean that birds and mammals can be active at colder times, such as at night and during the winter, whereas snakes and lizards are very slow and sluggish at night and during winter when it is cold, because they rely on their surroundings to warm them up. So we know this energy is passed along the food chain in the form of molecules such as carbohydrates, proteins and fats, but how do our bodies release this energy? It is the process of respiration that provides us with the energy we need. Respiration in living cells releases energy from glucose molecules. It is a multi-step chemical reaction that takes place in almost every cell in the body and utilises the digested carbohydrates from your diet. Respiration in cells is controlled by enzymes. There are two forms of respiration that can take place. Living organisms have to respire all the time. Aerobic respiration uses oxygen and happens continuously in the cells of plants and animals. It is the ideal and most efficient way of releasing energy from glucose. Aerobic respiration takes place in the mitochondria of cells. Aerobic respiration actually involves a series of several chemical reactions, but the whole process can be summarised with this one equation. In aerobic respiration, glucose reacts with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and water, and this process releases energy. If we look at the balanced symbol equation, we can see that one molecule of glucose reacts with 6 molecules of oxygen to produce 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 6 molecules of water. We put the energy in brackets because it is not a chemical product. The other type of respiration is anaerobic respiration. This is not as efficient as aerobic respiration and does not release as much energy. This type of respiration does not happen all the time, only when there is insufficient oxygen to meet the energy demands of our muscles. Anaerobic respiration takes place without oxygen. This is because when you start to exercise, your heart rate does not go up quickly enough to supply your muscles with the extra oxygen that they need. So to make up for this shortfall, your muscle cells start to respire without oxygen. In anaerobic respiration, glucose is not completely broken down. Instead, it is the incomplete breakdown of glucose into lactic acid. This releases much less energy per molecule of glucose than aerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration cannot go on for long because lactic acid is toxic and it causes fatigue and pain in the muscles as it builds up. Once you stop exercising, you are left with an oxygen debt. This is the amount of oxygen needed to complete the breakdown of the lactic acid into safer products.